Hey Chris, how was changing the sprinkler? Really crushing it.
I was speechless for a minute.
Yep. Just awkward silence.
I was wet and sticky too.
Yeah. I was, You may have said that it wasn't a euphemism. I'm not entirely convinced. The amount of time it took you was about right.
I mean, I had to get a drink afterwards.
Yeah. Only took you about 11 minutes. That's what I would expect.
You haven't seen me put a sprinkler down.
You're right. Chris, is this an episode that we can show to your mom?
Nope.
Okay.
Especially after this next comment. I like to cover the whole, the whole bush, really, when I move that sprinkler around.
What if I make a best of, but it's all just dirty shit that you say, and I send it to your mom directly?
We no longer be friends.
Okay, well, that might be worth it, to be honest. That's a really funny joke.
You no longer be my best man.
Okay, well, Chris, sometimes you have to sacrifice things. Oh!
You're my Jake Peralta. Come on now.
You're my Pontiac Bandit.
No, I'm Boyle.
Okay. Yeah, alright, that sounds pretty good. Except that we don't have a theme song. Like the Pontiac Bandit and Jake are cops. So Chris, how far into Brooklyn 99 have you gotten?
Season 5 now.
Okay. So you're almost current. Yeah. Alex and I have finished that, but have you gotten to the Backstreet Boys opener yet?
No.
Okay. Have you seen that, though? Because that was all over the internet?
Nope.
Okay, I won't say any more then. It's late in the season, but when you get there, it's...
Yeah, I'm 3 episodes in.
Okay. That is okay. You've been kind of busting through that, though. But that is a really good show. I said you've kind of been busting through that, but that is a really good show.
According to Morgan, I'm going slow.
Well, Morgan is a badass.
She wants me to catch up on Grays.
Oh, man,
which
that
is
sounds
my
like
next show to catch up on.
So much fun.
I like how we've already made an agreement that when you come, we're gonna watch Grey's Anatomy.
We're not, because I'll just kill myself.
No, but we did actually make an agreement that we would maybe watch some, if Alex is up for some RuPaul Drag Race that you haven't seen.
I mean, Alex will be up for it, and I can get down with Ru. Frasier really took a hit on that one. Yeah, that show's pretty good. Don't fuck it up.
It's not bad. I'll try not to. This is for real.
I feel like that's a show I would not have been able to watch before I got like super comfortable with my masculinity and my sexuality.
It's a show I wouldn't be able to watch without Morgan.
I thought you said you were watching it on your own sometimes, like unironically.
Nope.
No?
Only with her.
Okay. But you know what I mean? Like there was a time when I was in like especially when I was in my early 20s, where I was like, oh, it's gonna make me look gay. And then as I got older, I was like, one, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Two, it doesn't matter what other people think. Like I'm not into dudes.
I kind of ran into an awkward situation at Best Buy the other day.
Oh, do tell.
I dealt with somebody who was trans, and she was buying a warranty from me. She was male turned female, so.
Well, okay, so I just want to make sure I'm clear. This is somebody who was born man and is now going by female.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the way it works at Best Buy, if you want a protection plan, we look up your phone number and then have your previous accounts.
Yeah. And a lot of times they'll change their name.
One of them was Lisa, and one of them was Kevin. And I said, so which one is it? Are you Lisa or are you Kevin? And I was just like, I caught myself. I was like, oh my god, what did I just say?
Yeah.
And she totally was cool. She's like, oh no, I had a sex change and now I'm Lisa. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, cool, yeah. Right, like...
She was really nice about it, but I was just like, I felt so bad because I really did not mean it in any way.
Yeah, well, I mean, so, I think like, the more comfortable that... Oh, that wasn't even close. That would have been nice if that had gone over his head, taking that free air. But, yeah, like, I think that as people get comfortable with themselves... and like in Canada, it's not nearly as bad as in the States, right? Like, I wasn't even looking at the score, but Jesus Christ, this game is not close. As you get more comfortable with yourself, you worry less about people's words, more about their intent, right? Like, it's easy to say as somebody who like doesn't really get like fucked with that often, right? Like, really, what's the worst thing that people call me? Like, nerd. That's about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I am. I'm proud of that. But like for the most part, like it's probably something that if she gets like nailed with like called names like every like 5 seconds whenever she goes out in public, that's probably gonna bother her more if somebody's like, or if like it's like a recent thing where she's like really concerned about it, like it's gonna bother her more. But like even if maybe you weren't the most sensitive person with your words, like if your intent was like I'm just doing my job and this is a situation I have not encountered before, like and you clearly are somebody who isn't bigoted and doesn't have an issue with her, like. Like that stuff is like more important. Like, oh, fuck this dude. There's somebody who... Oh my god, that is Wilmer Defoe. Holy shit. He knows. Like I won't name him, but Alex has made pretty good friends with a female to male trans person recently, and they've been chatting a lot. And like that, like when we met very briefly at a convention last year, but this was before they had transitioned at all. We didn't really talk about gender much in the first place, but like they were dressed as a character who was actually, this is kind of ironic. The character is both male and female. It's a character from League that is like two beings, and one of them is supposed to be male and one's supposed to be female. Which kind of, a little bit telling, I guess, but like a relatively rad character. But like the one that has corporeal form is the female version, and then there's like this like floating ass like male thing that floats around. You won't have seen them in any games because that character blows. Like competitively, I don't. Conceptually, it's like rad as fuck, but also that was a nice hit. This is unfortunate. But like at the time, they looked very feminine. I just assumed it was a chick, and then it didn't really matter. And then like Alex started talking with him this past like a couple months ago. Like they started sharing cosplay tips because she needs people to talk to about that stuff. And like I'm dumpster fire garbage at it, so like I try, but it's like she'll be like, oh, I have this problem with this thing, and I'm like, fucking all right. All of this is over my head, so I don't really know what the fuck to say. So like having a friend who's like also shares that interest with her is like really nice. But like yeah, like we will end up hanging out when the convention comes around. Like I haven't really spent any extended period of time with anybody who's transitioned in any way, shape, or form. So like I'm concerned I'm going to end up saying something stupid, but like it'll probably happen at least once. But like intent is the thing that is important. I'm not bigoted. I'm just not used to the situation. So it's the same thing with any situation you're not used to. You have to like think about yourself a little bit more or whatever, right?
Yeah, she took it nicely and. It ended okay from what I could tell.
Yeah. And I mean, if it doesn't, if they get like offended and stuff, like you just kind of try to move past it, right? Like, because you didn't mean anything, just learn from the experience. And realistically, if that was the worst part of their day, that's not the worst day in the world. If they didn't have to deal with somebody who's like genuinely bigoted.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really good way to make people feel feel good about us. Two white cis dudes talking about the LGBTQ community with definitive opinions. I can't imagine anything that's going to be less controversial.
We could have negative opinions.
I mean, we could.
Come on, get it.
Nice double play, dude. Oh, that's the opposite of what a pinch hitter's supposed to do. Dude, look at this fucking lead you've got.
It's about to be 6-1.
Yep, right on this pitch.
Oh, wasn't bad either. I just got too early.
You did. Right on this pitch. Fielder's choice. Nope. Oh, okay. Alright, Bell, could you get yourself on base, please? You dick. You dingus.
We all kind of expected to pick up 2 or 3 hits most of the time. That's not really how baseball works, though. And a dive, but he's back in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Chris.
Well, maybe a little bit of a problem is they had to wind
It can't be that big of an injury, right?
Let's hope not.
This is really gonna fuck with our Golden Glove chances.
Maybe our All-Star game, too.
Bruised hand, minor injury.
Oh, thank God.
We will be forced to miss a few games. That's okay. That's not
okay.
That's not the end of the world. Did the guy step on our hand or something? Fuck that dude. It's like what happened to Jackie Robinson. Motherfucker's racist.
So that was Jackie's heel.
Oh, right. Right, because yeah, okay. He did get beamed in the head pretty hard that one time. Oh, yeah. Well, you don't need your hand to do this. Dude, we're back. We've recovered from our injury. Frazier got to play some shortstop. We got to take a nice vacation sipping pina coladas by the pool. And getting caught in the rain.
That's funny. That game where we hit 2 homers, the first game back. We hit homers in the previous 2 games, too.
Yeah. That was our
So
breaking of the slump.
Yeah, but the Dodgers games were previous to us.
Yeah.
Stupid name. Guaranteed rate field.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, you can't always judge a pitcher by the numbers. I know the
I feel like the Chicago White Sox are an iconic enough team that they should have a not shit tier park name.
every once in a while he can
I'm gonna guess it used to be something really cool, and
I
now
can
it sucks.
guarantee that its name is not rated very highly.
but this guy's a better pitcher than that indicates.
Like, that's a terrible name. Legitimately terrible name. Like, Progressive Park is better than that. And they're basically saying the same thing. Chris? Nope. Okay.
Yes.
I thought that was going.
You misjudged greatly.
I did. Alright, we got action. First, second, and home, dude. Boop. Fuck that dude. So yeah, it's unfortunate that happened to you at work. I had a pretty unfortunate thing happen on Sunday. Drunk dude showed up 3 minutes before close and was pissed when I didn't want to give him beer. You know what my favorite thing is? The only people who ever get mad when you tell them you won't give them alcohol are 18-year-olds and drunk people.
I can't say I've ever had to deal with that issue.
No, but yeah, that's because of the job choices you've had. But yeah, like, I'll go to card somebody and then they'll be like, they'll get offended, and I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't feel bad about this. You're not even close to getting there. Jesus,
Dude, that dude throws so hard. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was really good. Maybe don't steal against these guys. Yeah, fucking. So like, this happens all the time with 18-year-olds. Where like someone will like go, they'll ask for a beer. I'll be like, yeah, sure. Can I get some ID? They'll be like, I don't have it, and then they'll look at me, and I'm like, all right, then get something else, because I'm not going to give you a beer, dumbass. I don't say that to my guests. I should clarify. That's just my paraphrasing of the situation. And they'll be like, well, I'm old enough, and I'll be like, do you have like some form of identification that proves that to me, like a picture ID, preferably government issued? And they'll be like, no, and I'm like, all right, 7-Up for you then. And then, like, the person across from them will be like, can I get a beer? And I'm like, do you? And they'll, like, start taking out their ID. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And then the person will be like, oh, I'm older than her. And I'm like, I don't... Again, unless you have some way to prove that to me, I don't care about your words. And then I'll look, and, like, that person will have been, like, 19 for, like, 3 weeks. And it's like, okay, like... I don't feel bad about IDing you if you're 19. I don't feel bad about IDing you if you're fucking under 30. Like, I don't give a shit. The risk reward for people in the service industry is reward fucking nothing. Risk I could lose my job and the restaurant could lose its liquor license. Whew, I'm really worried about your tip. Possibly 18-year-old.
Yeah, there's only one time I kind of laughed about it, which was my coworkers and I went out to Boston Pizza.
Yeah.
And my boss, who we were planning on getting drunk that night, had not brought his ID because he wasn't planning on going out.
Yeah.
My boss is 46, and he looks it. He's gray hair, and they ID'd him. And of course, he didn't have his ID. And literally...
When you're in your 40s, it's like, alright, come on.
Come on. And literally, the manager came over and apologized. He was like, it's okay, I felt good. I felt like I was, looking much younger.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, they didn't card half the table, including me.
Yeah, and like you're old enough, but like I wouldn't be surprised. Like I wouldn't be like. I mean, if I had to bet if there's someone who's gonna ID you or not, I would bet that they wouldn't. No, I would bet that they wouldn't, but I wouldn't be like shocked if it happened.
But like, there was a guy at the table who just turned 19 a month prior, who was not ID'd, and he looks.
I find also that like when somebody at the table gets ID'd, other people are more likely to get ID'd. Like when we were in Toronto, didn't you get ID'd a few times after I got ID'd? Because like, I mean, I've got a pretty big baby face, but like I was
a long time.
Yeah, that was also like 3 years ago.
I also was younger looking, and I didn't have a beard.
No, but you had like some facial hair. Like I had like a full baby face going on. I didn't even have like scruff or anything like ever.
Yeah, but I got ID'd back then. Since I started growing out my beard, I never got ID'd.
Yeah. And also, like, yeah, well, you may have been sitting next to Ryan, who looked like he's, like, 76 years old. That was a really nice pitch. You were also sitting next to me, who looked like he was 12.
Fun fact about the trip, you remember the man said Washington never won a cup.
You mumbled all of that, I'm sorry. You mumbled all of that. What did you just say, sorry?
I said, do you remember during that trip when Ryan said...
Oh yeah, when Washington was eliminated? Yeah, Ryan was like, they're never going to do it. This was the year. 2015. I was like, no, Ryan. Wait 3 years and then you'll be fine. To be fair, a lot of things were different then. I was single. You were not? I don't remember.
Yeah, I was.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. Wait, was I?
I don't remember. You definitely weren't with Morgan.
I need to think about it.
Oh, home run, baby! You can think about that while Rusty rounds the bases! I'm really sorry for making that voice.
I was definitely not single.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
I started dating Shayna around...
Like, I wasn't going to name people just in case, but...
February of that year.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I know that because I dated her during me working at the factory.
Yeah.
And I took on...
And that was... Yeah, that was like...
It was that summer.
Yeah, I remember that because you took a couple... Like, you took the whole trip off. That was a good
Yeah,
time.
I took six consecutive days with the 12-hour shifts, and
Yep.
I used that money to buy my PS4. So
That's a good use of that money. Because, Chris, we wouldn't have all these features without it.
it's true.
I mean, now that we're these gigantic YouTube stars, Chris, with our
1,000
fucking
view videos.
1100 view video. Hell yeah, the one video. To be fair, though, there were some real great moments in that video that... Yeah, we're going to kind of stroke ourselves a little bit for this, but... like, there were some moments that you just can't, like, plan, you know? Like, that fucking...
I wasn't part of it.
Well, I'm sorry, Chris. We had a very limited, like, window to try to start getting videos out, and we couldn't...
Why not? You guys told me the night before, the day of.
Yeah, we did that a few times. To be fair, this was Ryan who was planning all the scheduling. And to be fair, Ryan being a day early is incredibly faster than it would have been before when... Oh, well, that's a... Okay, cool, another homer. 2 minutes apart. Gone! Can we please get the fucking move? That would be pretty dope.
Did you see where that landed?
Nope, we'll look at it afterwards. I was typing the timer.
Damn.
Come on, Rusty. Yeah? Okay, did that break glass? Yeah, you just broke a window. Oh, no, you didn't. You hit the concrete and then it hit a fan. Yeah.
Man. That was an absolute bomb. Also, we took the lead.
Nice. Yeah, no. All I was saying was that, like, Ryan being, like, within 24 hours of notice is much faster than 3 days late. So...
I had, like, literally 15 minutes notice.
I know, there were... Yeah, it wasn't ideal.
And then Ryan's like, oh yeah, no, I put it in Slack. I'm like, yeah, Ryan, you know I'm not in the Slack, right? I've been asking to get back in it for a while.
Where, are you, like,
no
because
one's
it's
told
still...
me the password and stuff.
Oh, I don't... Is there even a password for that shit? It still has you, like, listed as a person.
As soon as yeah, I said that a long time ago.
Yeah, I had totally forgot. To be fair, we weren't using it for, like, a long-ass time.
Well, I know, yeah, but apparently he said he put it in Slack.
He did, because that's how we try to communicate with Shane.
I was like, man, like, at least post in the Skype chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fine. I wouldn't have been able to have been around for it. I was more or less kidding, but also not kidding, because I'd like to have been part of the 1,000-view video.
Yeah, but there was no way we knew.
That.
Right, and, like, why that one over all the other ones? Because I posted all of them to the same places. Oh, fucking you, Darvish. God damn it. Yeah, that would have been rad, obviously. But, yeah, we had no idea that that one was going to be the one that took off.
Why not
right?
MLB being a 30,000 video? Come on.
I mean,
Come
we
on,
don't have
people,
anything
we're playing
with
with Rusty Keene
30,000. We have 0 videos with 30,000.
We don't hit 30,000 one day.
If we hit 30,000, that'd be pretty dope, considering all of our videos together are at about 6,600.
You just gotta clickbait it, man.
You're right. So part of it I know is that YouTube we started showing up for other people after like it got to a certain number of views where it's like recommending it, right? Because YouTube's algorithm will do that. Once you had a certain amount of traction, it goes, people want to watch this. Let's suggest this to other people. And like, you know, if you're checking comments, there was like quite a few out of like rando places that could have been. Oh, that was a bouncer. You know, like we got some from some familiar faces in there, like our boys at TQ, but also like.
I'm sorry, who?
I haven't really talked to you about them. Tarvald's Quest. They're they're another a Halifax-based YouTube channel that does what we do, but with like 12 people instead of 3.5. And
Okay.
I watched some of their stuff, and we communicate a little bit back and forth because they have some hot tips for making me better. Their editor is significantly more talented than I am.
Oh, I know what group you're talking about.
Yeah, they're Halifax-based. They're pretty rad dudes. I use the term dudes loosely because like 4 of them are chicks. Although I pretty much call everybody dude. I call Alex dude like half the time. Also, nice job getting in. But yeah, we had like, my favorite one was like, some of the people were like a little bit snarky, but then like kind of turned it around a little bit with us. There was one person who got really offended that Ryan and I drew comparisons between Tomb Raider and Uncharted. You know, the games about solving puzzles, raiding tombs, stealing treasures, running away from people who do the exact same thing. You know, they're the same fucking game. Not really, but I mean, thematically they are definitely. And like this one dude got like real.
Tomb Raider Uncharted. I thought it was Grand Theft Auto.
No, that was one, and that dude kind of was just like chill about it afterwards. Like, I think he was just saying like the gameplay is not like that, whereas the comparison that we had drawn was like
GTA and Witcher.
Well, we said Witcher. I said Witcher and Cyberpunk, but like my comparison was because they're both developed by CD Projekt Red. So obviously, like that's the same developer, the same studio doing it. And the GTA, I think that the GTA was like a throwaway comment. I don't remember. We did a lot in like 3 days. There was a lot of videos, but like there was one dude who was like, "You need to stop making comparisons between Tomb Raider and Uncharted. Tomb Raider's way better." And I'm like, first of all, that's an opinion. Second of all, I don't think that he's like, the gameplay's not even the same. And I'm like, I don't think I specified that the gameplay was the same. The gameplay clearly looks more like Far Cry. But you can't deny the thematic elements. Third of all, we haven't played those Tomb Raider games, but we're obviously fans of Uncharted, because we have a whole fucking 79 episode playthrough of all 4 games, jackass. I didn't say any of that. I just said, thematically, they're definitely consistent, though the gameplay definitely looks like it's more like a Far Cry game. That's kind of been like, because you know me, I'm a pretty fucking snarky person, like in real life, but we're not going to fucking make any friends if we're just like dicks immediately. So my rule of thumb for responding to people is give them the benefit of the doubt on the first comment, unless they like come in like, you know, like real hot. But when they're just like a little bit snarky, it's like, all right, like let's see, you know, like maybe let's see if the person's actually chill. And then if they're like still a dick afterwards, I'll just like, all right, cool story, bro. Nobody cares.
Fair.
Yeah, well, just, you know, like, I mean, even if we're not going to turn that other person around, we don't want to turn other people off by, like, just, like, being dicks to every person in the comments, like, the first time we've actually had, like, a proper comment section. That would be an uncool thing to do. And in some cases, like, it's easy to forget that, we have a little bit more, like, knowledge of the games industry than the average person. We're definitely nowhere, like, you know, near real games journalists or anything, but, like, Ryan specifically, like, even more than everybody else. Like, we do too, but, like, Ryan, like, even more than us, like, you know, remembers the, you know, which games developed, or, like, are developed by which studios, which ones were picked up by different people at different times. And, like, you know, those things are really useful when you're trying to break down games journalism a little bit and, like, try to figure out what direction they're going in. Like, that, Shadows Die Twice game, the one where Ryan freaked out about the power bomb, he figured out that that was going to be Dark Soulsian, which the trailer didn't really tell you anything about that, right? But it was developed by From Software. Well, that was the people who did Dark Souls. I didn't know that. Ryan did, and that, you know, that kind of shapes the way that you're looking at this game afterwards, right? Like, oh, this is going to be really interesting that they're using a grapple hook. Is that really interesting from any random X developer? Not really. We've seen tons of grapple hooks. But in a Souls game, that's really fucking weird. That could be huge. That's like when Bloodborne took away the shield and gave you a gun instead. Did we win the last game, by the way? I'm pretty sure we did.
I wasn't. No, the Cubs did.
No, damn it, okay. I was not paying enough attention. But yeah, that felt pretty good, getting a video that did that. That's why we keep doing them, man. We never know. Like, maybe this video randomly will be like, what the fuck was that? Maybe this one will randomly hit like 1,100 views out of nowhere, and we'll be like, I don't know why everyone jumped in to watch episode 93. Wait, really? That's a thing?
Yeah, I swung.
Yeah, but it hit you. Who cares?
Yeah, but I swung.
Those 0-2 curveballs are really tough for guys to lay off. There's a reason it's such a common pitch in that count, but he did well to spit on it there.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that was not the ideal pitch for you to swing at.
You gotta protect the plate.
Look at that plate vision.
Here's another 1-2. Fastball stays way up that time.
It was so far out that could have almost been a pitch out.
Well, one thing about him, he's an absolute grinder at the plate. You can pretty much count on him battling at the plate every chance he gets.
Hell yeah. Rusty Cannon.
Toward right center field.
Oh. I thought that was going a lot further out than it actually was.
1 out. So in now for Chicago, Paul Blackburn. This guy's still looking at a 0 in the hit column.
Well, he's going to keep it that way.
Out to short.
Because we're going to get him right here.
And the throw just does.
As much as I'm sure you would have enjoyed trolling me and just throwing it away, it's not worth the Golden Glove opportunity, Chris.
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras. He'll look to bring home that time run from
I
second
don't
with a
ever
base
throw
hit
the
into
ball
the
away
end.
unintentionally.
Yeah, also, this is a rough spot.
On the ground is short. Is he gonna
No,
get out of this?
there goes our lead.
I spoke too soon as it gets by him. 1 run is scored. And the tying run comes around to score for second. It's now a 2-2 ball game.
That was a unfortunate double.
Pirates batting order turns over, set to go.
Single, you mean?
Cannon, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
Come on, Rusty.
He's hitting left.
Oh, and meanwhile, this pitch rides too far in and winds up hitting him.
Second time that motherfucker's hit you, Chris.
Looking for more, Kenneth Mullis.
You should have gone after him.
2 trips to the plate thus far.
Nah.
0-1 count and the pitch. Fastball that he shoots on into left center. That'll fall for a
Good
base
try,
hit.
buddy.
Long throw to the plate. And not in time as the run scores.
Wait, what? Oh, he must have been too far forward. So he got that ball way before that, but
Here's the young catcher, Wilson Contreras.
this is an unfortunate position to be in.
Pitch. Hard on the ground towards short. Cannon. And the throw here.
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Excellent range
I
there.
didn't intentionally do it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it immediately starts too far away.
You're far away.
Trip to the plate for him, and he's at risk of ending that nice hitting streak that he's put together.
He's never going to end that hitting streak.
On his mind, man, but
Unless you keep swinging like that garbage.
away as best you can. You have to approach this at bat just like any other. Otherwise, you're just
Chris,
getting in
you
your own
owe Wrigley Field more than this.
0-1, here's the pitch. There's a drive out toward the gap in left center.
Nice.
Running hard, he's digging
Nice
for
fucking
second.
job. Stay at second.
And your go-ahead run is in there at second base as he's got himself a 2-out double.
Alright, do you have any showtime to work
Stepping
with?
in and ready for another shot. One
Can you make this happen?
was a ground-out victim last time up.
Why would I steal? 2 outs.
This is ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 outs.
I mean, there is.
Here's
Oh yeah,
Green.
Polanco can get you with that single.
Cannon over at second. Lagares on at first with 2 down.
Come on, Polanco.
Now a little flare out.
That's the dream. That's the dream.
A base hit. The throw home.
Oh, dude, you totally would have had that.
boy, this is just a case
No
of
far
a really
out.
good hitter finding a way, even though that was a soft liner.
Because now we have to fucking depend on...
to get hits.
Who the fuck is it?
The guy who hits 323.
Yeah, but his batting clutch is in the gutter right now, man. Bell, you son of a bitch.
There now to put this one away for the 3rd out.
The fuck was that, Bell?
Rough go of things at the plate for him so far, but
It's nearly a home run.
change that right here.
Yeah, you know what nearly gives us? -4 runs, Chris. Look at this. That's going to cost us the game.
Swing and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect here.
When they call the infield fly rule, do you still have to catch it?
Ready for another chance? Rusty.
Yes.
And these guys
Okay.
are making a little push here. You have to like the effort despite the odds.
Oh man, we can get a fucking homer here and we still don't take the lead or tie them. Jesus.
And all of a sudden, this thing feels
And if you're gonna hit garbage like that, like what are they gonna do?
And I believe, yes, the umpire signaling for the infield fly rule.
Can't believe we lost.
Put up 4 runs in the 7th.
Rusty, no. That's gonna do it for this episode, though, Chris. We'll finish the Cubs in the next one. And
right.
God damn it, we're gonna win a game. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys next time.